Assalamu alaikum. How are you children? I hope you're all fit and fine. The danger of coronavirus is almost over, but still we need to be careful. Always wear mask when you go out of house and don't go to crowded places. This is your history teacher with your lesson number 2 of week number 7. Today we will finish our chapter 3, which is Political Awakening in British India. And our today's topics are Civil Disobedience Movement and Diarchy. But first, let's recap what we have studied in the previous lesson. In the previous lesson, we discussed about Hijrat movement, which is also called migration movement, and Reshmi Burmal movement, which is also called silk letter movement. Here is a small quiz for you. Who was leading silk letter movement or Reshmi Rumal movement? In which year migration movement or Hijrat movement took place? Here are the answers. Ubaidullah Sindhi led silk letter movement and migration movement took place in 1920. First, we will discuss about civil disobedience movement. During the Khilafat movement, all Muslim leaders were sent behind the bar. Hindus under the leadership of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi took steps forward to help Muslims. Gandhi was a clever leader who wanted to compel British government to fulfill his demands. So Gandhi started civil disobedience movement and announced to boycott the English products and civil departments. He directed all Indians to boycott the elections and got withdraw their nomination papers. The Muslims boycotted the court, withdraw their children from schools and colleges, returned their titles and left the civil services. So, in the movement, thousands of Muslims were sent to jails. However, Quaid-e-Azam was against these activities of Muslims. He advised Muslims to avoid violence and do not become tools in the hands of Hindus. Next is Dyarchy. Dyarchy was a unique system of management introduced by British. British government had introduced for the first time system of Dyarchy in provinces under the Indian Act of 1919. Dyarchy means the dual system of government in which two heads are responsible for administration. The first was the Executive Council appointed by the Crown, and the second was Council of Ministers appointed by the Governor from the elected members of provincial legislatures. All departments of the provinces were divided into reserved and transferred. The reserved departments consisting of police, law and order, justice and irrigation were under the control of Executive Council, councillors who were answerable to the governor. The transfer departments included local governments, health education, agriculture and cooperative and were controlled by the Council of Ministers. Each minister was in charge of more than one department and were responsible before governor and provincial council. There were two major provinces of Punjab and Bengal. Its effects on British India. Dyarchy system was not successful in the provinces. It hardly affected Punjab and Bengal because both were big provinces where Muslims were in majority. The system badly affected Bengal and its administration began to deteriorate day by day. It also badly affected administrative machinery of the province, which increased the problems of the people. It was a complex system which adversely affected the functions of institution and the public service. So, it was not approved by the people of India and it was a failure. Here is your home task. You have to write down question number 6, parts 5 and 8 in your notebooks. Thank you for listening to me. Stay home, stay safe. Allah Hafiz.